Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is under serious fire as former teammate Julian Edelman has slammed him for the way he handled his injuries with the Patriots back in 2016. To be honest, Jimmy did make things really hard for the team, and even though he'd been traded to the 49ers, he continues to get ripped apart to this day. Keep watching this video as we tell you what Julian had to say about the quarterback. First up, waiting till the last minute. We're guessing it's just one of those things that Edelman will never forget. You know, when a team needs someone to step up, but they don't give a damn since they just got paid, or at least that's what Edelman thinks. On the I Am Athlete podcast this week, former Patriots superstar receiver Julian Edelman had a lot to say about his ex-teammate Jimmy Garoppolo. For starters, he thinks that Jimmy pretty much betrayed the whole team by acting out the way he did. And in case you don't know what happened, let's just say it was Jimmy's turn to make a sacrifice, but he wasn't in the mood for it. Jimmy was supposed to be filling in for injured NFL legend Tom Brady, who suffered a pretty bad boo-boo during the Buffalo Bills game in Week 4 of the 2016 season. Now, we get the fact that Garoppolo was suffering from his own injuries, but he's a professional athlete who can play through these things. It wasn't even close to what happened to Tom. Anyway, you'd imagine that almost every upcoming star would want to replace Brady and show the world what they're made of. And the way Jimmy was training before the match made us believe he's really going to give it his all when he steps on the field next time. But only God knows what happened to this guy, as he decided not to play at the very last moment. And to top things off, an injured Jacoby Brissett had to take his place. Jacoby's thumb literally had no ligaments, like he couldn't even grip the ball if he wanted to, and he had to play with a useless thumb just because Jimmy didn't feel like stepping up. No wonder why everyone on the team was mad at him back then. And it's also no surprise why Julian, till this day, continues to slam him for his drama-filled antics in 2016. A lot of guys got mad at it. I got mad at it. I sacrificed my body all day long. Julian has a point here. Like, these guys literally play through broken ribs and dislocated shoulders only because they're loyal to the team. But Jimmy, we have no clue what he's loyal to. Up next, it's because of the money. Apart from thinking Jimmy is selfish, Edelman also thinks the money got to the rising quarterback. On the same podcast, Julian talked about how Garoppolo was getting paid crazy money each season. And by crazy, we mean like $30 million per season. And according to Julian, he had just gotten paid. So what does he really mean here? Well, he thinks Jimmy doesn't really play for the memories or the team. He plays to make some big bucks. And honestly speaking, if he actually wanted to do that, he certainly made it. Jimmy has about 1 year left on his 5-year, $138 million contract. So yeah, he's making some big money now. But still, we don't really think it was the money that got to Jimmy. Maybe he wanted to protect himself from getting injured even more. Isn't that his right? And yeah, we get Julian going on and on about making a sacrifice and playing for the team. But the guy was only 26 years old back then. We think he would have wanted to protect himself and ensure he had longevity in his career instead of going out to play with an injury. And kudos to Jacoby Brissett for going out and performing with no ligaments in his thumb. But we're 100% sure almost every medical professional on the planet would have stopped him from playing. So you can't really blame anyone here. We're guessing the team was pretty frustrated back then, and Jimmy was the easiest target since he pulled out at the very last minute. But you still gotta think about team dynamics and stuff here. Sometimes the sport demands sacrifice, and maybe it really was Jimmy's turn. And now for some below-the-belt jabs. And even though Julian called him out for loving money over the game, some of his ex-teammates weren't as forgiving as Julian. The whole conversation on the podcast started in the most bizarre way imaginable. Edelman read comments from former Patriots tight end Martellus Bennett, who thinks Jimmy was a bitch for quitting right before the game. Oh, and Bennett also said a team can never win with a bitch as a quarterback. Here's what we think. Jimmy went wrong when he quit right before the match. He wasn't wrong for being injured. He wasn't chasing the money or anything like that. He just messed up with the timing. And maybe if he had told the team he didn't want to put himself at risk of another serious injury, these guys would have forgotten it by now. Because frankly speaking, it's been like 4 years since this incident happened, and the former Patriots still can't get over it. So who's the bitch? Could it be that they're jealous of his $138 million contract? Time for some some related news. Next up, a career full of injuries. In case you're wondering why we sorta defended Jimmy in this video, well, the guy has had a pretty tough career so far. Literally everyone thought that he'd become one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but ever since he got traded from the Patriots, he's only managed to play 2 full seasons. He tore his ACL back in 2018 and had to sit out for that season. In 2020, the 30-year-old sprained his ankle and ended up missing that season as well. And there's already some news going around that he's going to be traded at the start of the next season, even though he has a year left on that lucrative contract. From the few glimpses we've seen of Jimmy, we can say this guy is a beast of a player. Maybe if he didn't get injured so often, he could have made a really big name for himself in the league. Unfortunately, his former teammates know him as the guy who quit in 2016, and the other half know him as the quarterback who could have been something but had nothing but a career full of injuries. But hey, he makes a whole lot more than Edelman or Barrett. Well, there goes your signing bonus. Why do these things always happen with quarterbacks? Trevor Lawrence, star quarterback, has lost a good portion of his $22 million signing fee due to the most recent cryptocurrency crash. Trevor is one of the many athletes who partnered with Blockfolio and reached an agreement to receive his signing bonus in cryptocurrency. And as soon as he got it, the price of the digital asset shot up. So if Trevor wanted to cash out a profit, he could have easily turned that signing bonus into more than $22 million. But if there's one thing we've learned from all this, it's that Trevor, like us, likes to hold on to his currency. It just comes at one catch though. It turned his $22 million into just $12 million, or at least that's what we've heard. There's also been some rumors going around that he took that $22 million and invested it in a variety of digital currencies that have hit rock bottom, leaving him with absolutely nothing. Talk about luck. And this is just Trevor who decided to take his signing bonus in crypto. Some players have opted to take their entire salaries in Bitcoin. Wonder how they're doing right now. Finally, Deshaun sidelined for a year. Pro NFL athlete Deshaun Watson may possibly be in a year-long suspension after facing several allegations of sexual assault. He still has 4 cases against him in which women have refused to agree to a settlement offer and instead want the footballer to face punishment. And what's interesting is that the topic of discussion at the NFL is no longer whether he should be punished, it's for how long he should be punished. We've been hearing things about a year-long suspension, but a lot of people think that isn't even close to what he should be getting. The NFL offered a 12-game suspension to Watson's side, but the NFLPA wasn't having any of it. But if you ask us, we think he's going to be out for at least a year. The judge is yet to announce a verdict after 3 days of hearings, but we've heard rumors about settlement negotiations underway between both sides. Frankly speaking, he doesn't deserve a settlement. He should be sitting out, considering his behavior has been repetitive over the past few years. Let's see, we'll have a decision in a week or two. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? Should Julian Edelman get over what happened in 2016? Do you think he's jealous of his contract? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.